Platform as a Service, or PaaS, is a hosting model in which instead of providing the bare metal machine or the basic operating system, you will be provided with a platform on which you need to build something for the end users. Sometimes PaaS is also referred to as serverless designs or serverless architectures. Let's talk about some of the popular types of platform as a service or the use cases. DBMS is a typical example. Here, the vendor will host the database for you, and you need to build your own databases, which is then consumed by the end users or other applications. The benefit is that you really do not have to manage the database management services. There is inbuilt monitoring and automatic backup. There are numerous benefits of using DBMS on platform as a service, and that includes inbuilt monitoring, automatic backup, and minimal intervention required for optimizing your queries. Some of the examples here are Azure SQL or Amazon Relational Database Service. Google Cloud and Cloud Spanner also falls under database management service in PaaS. Web application hosting service is another popular use case. Here you will get the runtime for your web application like PHP, Java, .NET, Node.js, etc. And you also get a storage where you can host the application files via FTP. So there is inbuilt application monitoring, error logging, and no runtime management because the patching is also done automatically. Some of the examples of web application hosting service are Azure Web Apps, Elastic Beanstalk, and Google App Engine. Container orchestration is another one which is very hot these days. Whether it is a Docker Swarm or Kubernetes, the cloud provider will manage the cluster for you. You simply have to work on creating the container and add nodes to the cluster when required. You really do not have to manage the cluster node because all the complex tasks of managing services are taken care by the vendor. Some of the examples of container services are Azure Container Services, Amazon Elastic Container Service, Google Container Engine, and Google Kubernetes Engine. Big data service is also picking up the heat. Under this category, you will get a cluster built for you. It's more like a warehouse. You simply specify the parameters like size and type, and you will get the results up and running very quickly. You get the interface to interact with the platform and certain tools to monitor the health. All the tedious tasks of setting up the cluster is not on you at all. This is very cost effective as you can start and stop the cluster on demand. There are no upfront investments needed for setting up this workload. Monitoring and patching is also vendor's responsibility. Some of the examples of big data services are Azure Data Lake, HD Insight, Amazon Redshift Elastic MapReduce, Google's Bigtable, and BigQuery. To summarize this, platform as a service is a platform for your application. For example, database is a platform for your application. Anything that is required for your application to be hosted can be hosted on platform as a service where you do not have to worry about the underlying hardware, operating system, monitoring, patching, antiviruses, and backup solutions.